The shore was quiet, but the water was not. The sea itself held a breath waiting. Young Didi held the conch, and from it came a single, low note, the distant beginning of a song. The blue flame of the Kai Dang lantern dipped, pulling their attention out to the indigo horizon. Didi knew that sound. It was the melody carried by the lantern, the lullaby of the sea, a promise whispered by the oldest waves. And as she listened, the water responded. The surface didn't just ripple, it separated, forming a perfect, calm, moon-silver path, inviting them into the deep. Stepping into the sea was like walking into glass. The moment they were fully submerged, a veil of bubbles rose around them, glowing like tiny, golden letters, sealing the outside world away. Noki, accustomed to sound dampening, slid his oversized earmuffs to his neck, accepting the muffled, reverent quiet of the underwater world. Didi secured the conch to her scarf. They were crossing the threshold, shedding the world of air for the world of echoes below the surface. Their own heartbeats became the primary rhythm, a bass drum underscoring a newly filtered, distant lullaby motif. And then, the city. It wasn't merely sunken, it was preserved. Arches and bell towers stood sentinel over tiled plazas, all draped in sea grass that swayed with the gentle, rhythmic motion of 1,000 silent metronomes. This was a place where echoes swim, and memories breathe. Everywhere, they saw the echo fish, tiny, translucent beings, darting and flickering. Each one was a syllable of sound, chirping micronotes into the vast quiet. The city was a chorus, waiting to be sung back to life. On a cracked bell, they saw the intricate echo keeper spiral, a dark signature confirming the silence that had fallen over this magnificent, forgotten place. Their journey led them to the choral organ, a magnificent formation shaped like a massive pipe instrument. It was the heart of the city's music, the current passing through its side a broken, disharmonious chord, a sound that shivered the sediment and spoke of deep sorrow. They noticed the fractured pipes, and more importantly, one conspicuous note gap, a space of darkness in the choral keyboard. This was the missing line of the city's song. Didi understood immediately. The echo fish gathered in response to their presence, assembling themselves into luminous sheet music staves, clefs, and notes glowing in colors that corresponded to musical pitch. Gold for C, rose for D, sea green for E, cyan for G. Didi placed her small palm on a choral pad. Light letters of the city's lyrics rose, but stalled at the gap. She knew she couldn't simply speak. She had to teach the sea its own forgotten tongue. Feel first, speak second, she whispered, and then began to hum her motif, shaping the missing notes. A waveform ripple traveled across the cracked pipes, and the currents around them synchronized. It was in that moment that Noki, without thinking, added a low, perfect countertone. His harmony locked with her melody, and the entire city answered. Mosaics shimmered, and light blossomed from the ruins. The conch drone resolved into a warm, perfect fifth, a sign that the song was whole. But the keeper's influence was insidious. The harmony flickered in Noki's eyes. The melody threads he had found and sung slipped from him like silk, tiny note glyphs tearing off and drifting away into the deep. He was losing the tune as quickly as he found it. Noki whispered, a confusion that echoed the city's own loss. Didi, with the quiet wisdom of a true friend, didn't hesitate.
Where did it go? I've got the verse. Hold my hand.
Holding tight, she sang the complete verse solo, a clear, steady voice amplified by the circling echo fish. The lullaby resolved fully. The organ's cracks knit together with luminous, healing choral, and a deep, harmonic exhale rolled through the entire city. The water clarified, and the keeper's spirals on the bells flaked away like spent soot. Then, the walls themselves began to breathe. Memory projections bloomed, showing families at fountains and children learning the very song Didi had just sung. They were living frescoes, reflections of a time of joy. Didi watched, completely awestruck.
They taught their sea to sing.
Noki's face shifted from quiet joy to momentary blankness. The memory was not his, but the feeling was.
I sang too. You did,
she affirmed gently. The power of the completed song did more than just heal. At the plaza's edge, a sub-bass tremor shook the seafloor. A grand choral recette began to vibrate, its petals twisting and turning with a massive, ancient mechanical groan. Echo fish gathered around it like a swarm of blue lanterns, illuminating the spectacle. The sealed gate was stirring, responding to the resonance of the true verse, and light seams began to appear in the thick choral. With a final, glorious conch tone swell, the recette unfurled, and in the space where the gate had been, a spiral staircase descended into an abyss of cobalt dark. The blue flame of their lantern narrowed, its point of light tilting downward, guiding them into the unknown. All ambient sound dropped to a single, sustained piano note. It was the calm before the plunge. Did Annie look down, her small voice brave and certain?
Memories light the way.
Noki simply nodded, steadying himself and touching the small, shell-named charm he wore. The echo fish formed a bright halo round them, and they stepped toward the black,